I can't believe I'm saying this. I always do this.
Look out, James. Think John's got a crush on you.
Oh my God.
I was a cock tease in in college, so.
That's your selling point?
Everything's starting to click now.
And then it's like this much.
Come on.
I don't do yolk.
I was playing around with it this morning.
Absolutely mortified.
Whatever that looks like.
Cobra Jerky.
All right. Here's your super amazing race news. Turn up the theme music. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Amazing Race, episode 10, penultimate episode recap before the finale. We have so much to talk about on this show. I am so excited. You guys all wanted him back, so he's here. Who? I don't know. You'll see in a minute. In the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Reality Recaps.
Hey everyone, it's John Richardson. I'm blowing the surprise. It's James back with us to talk about Amazing Race. What an exciting episode. You can follow me at Comedy Jonah on Twitter.
Hey guys, it feels great to be back. I'm James Wallington, and I loved last night's episode, so I can't wait to talk about it. You can follow me on Twitter at James Wallington.
Yay, and we have a lot to talk about. Of course, first, I need to let everyone know if you are watching on YouTube right now, you can leave your questions and comments for us below this video. If you're watching the edited version later, keep those comments coming so that John and I, and maybe even James, will pop in and interact with all of you. Of course, it is Cyber Monday, so remember, if you're doing your Amazon.com shopping, do it from the link on the homepage of yourrealityrecaps.com. You don't pay any more. We get a little bit back. And of course, thumbs up and subscribe. That also really helps support the show. And stay tuned to the end, because we have some super, mega, massive finale news for all of you.
Oh.
But first, we need to jump into the start of this leg of the race from Indonesia, where Phil was really adamant about telling us the home of 7 telescopes. And I had to rewind and be like, that's your selling point? Indonesia, the home of 7 telescopes? What am I missing? What?
What about like coffee? I mean, there's so much more than just the home of 7 telescopes, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of products, blankets, spices. Come on, Bill, come on, do your research. Bang it.
I agree. At least go to Wikipedia or something.
Right.
A little bit more of, cultural facts for us as an audience who may have never been to Indonesia. But, I mean, home of 7 telescopes. Whatever.
Yeah, well, as we know, they have a lot of good delicacies, like snakes. Ooh, like snakes. And let's not bury the lead and jump right into snakes, which was basically their first sort of roadblock, this challenge, where they had to eat the snake. I'm sorry, CBS. We're all Team CBS here. You shove these commercials down our throat. Like, this was going to be the most riveting 10 minutes of television with these snakes. And I'm sorry, I was very underwhelmed with the reaction. John, I'm sure you have a lot to say. Just another thing Marie and I have in common, that we're very picky eaters. But James, I saw you tweeting last night. I know that you loved this snake challenge, so you take it away.
Oh my God, I was absolutely mortified. I remember I saw the commercials leading up to this episode, but I'm like, no thank you. I would never in a million years want to eat that cobra. I think I would be crying. I agree. I think their reactions were a little bit surprising, because I would have had a real hard time at putting one bite into my mouth, especially with a case with live cobras looking at me while I'm eating probably their brother or sister. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, no thank you.
Well, I mean, besides you and Marie having, dainty stomachs and big mouths that we have in common, yeah, I thought it was really awful that they're sitting there hitting the glass as you're eating them. It was just, it was terrible. Terrible.
I'm not saying it wasn't gross and disgusting, although apparently it tastes like chicken. Any animal apparently tastes like chicken. But I don't get it. I don't, like, I was waiting for them to put on, like, this big production of, oh my God, it's a poisonous snake and you have to eat the whole entire thing. And then it's like this much of, like, a little chickeny. It's just scaly. Just
like
the
Cobra
skin.
Jerky. Cobra Jerky,
That's
right?
a good way of putting it. Yeah, Cobra Jerky.
Yeah.
Cobra, yes. Now, Jason said this episode, it tasted snakish, which I'm very excited to report. I tweeted out right down here, what exactly does snakish taste like? And oh my God, the Travelocity Gnome replied. He did. That's right there too. The Travelocity Gnome, and he said, "Yeah, it tastes good." I forget what he said because I don't really have it right in front of me. But my favorite reply.
Yeah, gnomes have an eclectic palate, so.
Well,
Yeah.
I liked it when the Travelocity Gnome thought that I was going to, be super excited in his reply to me, but instead, in conclusion, I said, "But Travelocity Gnome, what we all want to know is what does gnome taste like?" Look out, Travelocity Gnome, coming for you. Coming for you, Travelocity Gnome. So just another reason you should be following James and John and myself all on Twitter. We're entertaining you guys all the time, not just on these shows. So, bottom line, I know that Dana in the chat room and on Twitter last night said, how would we have done? So, James, you would have been crying.
Yep.
I don't think I could have done it.
I replied to Dana saying I would have done it, but I would have been bitching the entire time.
I think we need to get some. We need to figure out. Any of our viewers have any Cobra Jerky for us? We all need to try this and see who can do it. I would take a bite.
Indonesian peeps, can you send us some?
Hey, we have people all over the world.
We're global, James. We're global.
We're global.
Then we might get our wish and get some Cobra Jerky.
Oh, you know what else I need to say? I'm just going to interject this right now. Everybody should also know, all of your homework, since we have James here and we talked about it last episode, so you can go back and watch that. He was on Capture from the CW. You all have homework in the month of December to watch the entire season. It's only 10 episodes because come like the first or second week of January, we are going to do a whole entire show about it with James. Maybe we'll have other cast members too. It's going to be super exciting. And for those of you that love Amazing Race, Big Brother, Survivor, you are going to love the show. John and I talked about it a little bit Saturday night, so you can go back and watch those. And just wanted to remind everybody before I forget.
Eric, can we talk about the ER doctors? We left off our last episode, not last night's, but the week before, with their dynamic being very weird. We were very shady with him. We find out that he was her teacher, her professor, and that at times like this, when she can't do something right, he reverts and treats her like a student.
I'm glad you brought that up because that got my attention right away, and it totally started to make the relationship make much more sense to me. I was like, everything's starting to click now. But how can you put up with that? I don't know if I would ever like that.
I know.
I guess I was busy trying to eat the Travelocity Gnome that I completely missed this whole plot line. So please, you two go on. So what? Tell me more. Go, John.
So, it ended last week's episode, and we even discussed it too on Saturday, Eric, with our show, about him just, the way he spoke to her, just overly disappointed in his side interviews on camera and in the taxi. And then we find out that she was his student in college and he was her professor. That's how they met. They got together. They're now ER doctors. But in times like this, or I don't know, when she fails, whatever that looks like, he reverts back to her professor and I guess gives grades her an F. I don't know.
Wow. So the real question here is, James, have you ever dated one of your professors?
No, and I don't think I ever would. It's not like I've had like a strikingly handsome or even remotely interesting professor to even be interested in.
I was a cock tease in in college, so I flirted for the higher grade, for the plus.
For chicken? For chicken?
At the end of it. For chicken.
So, what did we think of the next roadblock, the hard-boiled egg challenge, which I gotta say, I still do not know how long it takes to boil a hard-boiled egg. Everybody comment below and let us know if you guys all knew. But James, John, did you guys know how long it takes to boil an egg?
No, I don't like hard-boiled eggs to begin with, so I would have been completely lost. But my favorite quote of that entire thing was with Marie, and she says, I don't know, I don't do yolk. That would have been my same reaction. I don't do yolk.
Well, it's still early here on the West Coast, and I can tell you that I was playing around with it this morning.
How long? How long?
It takes about 8 minutes, I guess. I'm not on a volcano. I don't live on one, so.
I have to say, I wish I remember who said it last night on Twitter. I think it might have even been Steven. He said it takes 12 to 15 minutes if you're not using a volcano. So, and apparently I believe a lot of people agreed. So, yeah. I gotta hand it to the Afghanimals, though, this episode. Really, really doing well. I'm starting to like them a little bit more. I mean, we'll get to what they did later on, but right now, in this hard-boiled challenge, I felt bad. I don't like when anybody gangs up really on anybody, even if it's the people that I don't like. So the whole, like, Jason and Travis sticking together and kind of, shunning him, I don't know. What did you guys think of it?
I don't think they were necessarily shunning him. I think they just have a little bromance going on. Syncing their time. They're syncing their clocks together, making sure that they hard-boil their eggs at the right time together. I think it's a bromance. I don't think they were necessarily shunning out Jamal in the hard-boiled challenge.
I do. I agree. There could be a bromance, but I think they just want to be the last two competing for the $1 million at the end, right? Like, they want to make it an even, fair race, whatever that looks like. But, yeah.
By the way, Kim G in the chat is saying 17 minutes if it's a large egg.
Oh.
And I will also say
an ostrich egg? I mean, what
I was about to say, what equates to a large egg? Yeah.
Well, don't you guys buy eggs in the supermarket? There's like the grade A small eggs, then there's medium, then there's large eggs. There's large eggs. Eggs come in sizes, so 17 minutes for large. But wait, James, Kim also said what I said to you before we started the show, and it's that James has the same shirt Andy wore in Big Brother.
You guys, I was really torn. It was either going to be this one or real Andy.
There you go. How funny was Marie? And again, I am in the Z-Box room. I am tweeting during the show. I'm hardly ever looking at the screen. So there's me, like, typing away on Twitter. Oh, my God, I hope Marie does this. She's totally going to get it on the first try. Come on, Marie. You can do it. You can do it. I get all the tweets out, and everybody's like, are you even watching? And I look up, and there's Marie holding it over the steam. Like, Marie, in the water. In the water, Marie.
She did, and eventually she did get him in the water, and, thank goodness she overcooks everything. I don't know if that's good in some areas, like shrimp or lobster, but, Marie is the type that I would love to sit down and have a drink. Like, I want her right next to me, having a drink, cackling in my ear, absolutely. In a relationship, I don't know if I can be verbally castrated that much. So, I'd be like, where's the sewing kit? I need to keep it close. Keep sewing my balls back on, kind of thing.
Stay tuned for our special announcement at the end of the episode, John, because you might very well get the chance to do that very soon.
Yay! Sew my balls back on.
Just get to sew your balls back on, right? Or to talk to Marie in person. Tim during this challenge, I felt like was the one kind of taking the Marie role and berating her a little bit more.
I agree. I think Tim definitely took onto that role quite well. I think that's why their relationship works. I don't know why they're exes, because Tim, to me, just this entire episode was just so attractive. There was something, I don't know if it was the location they were in or if it's just the tan from Indonesia, but Tim was looking fine. So that's what I was going through whenever they would show those like close-up interviews with Tim. I was just more attracted to what he looked like than really hearing what he was saying half the time.
I think Marie feels the same way, James.
By the way, she's going to be on our holiday spectacular, her and Tim together, and they do something hysterical for our holiday. But whatever. I was tweeting back and forth with Marie last night, giving her shit because James, I don't believe they're exes. I think exes is what they have to say, to have a different thing than everybody else in the show. I will say in Marie's defense, she maintains that they are exes, but they are happy that this episode shows that they are getting all along a little bit better. I don't know if I'm buying it. Are you buying it, James?
No, I mean, on AfterBuzz, we've talked from the very beginning that their chemistry is just too good to be exes. And of course, when it comes to reality TV, you have to have your niche. You got to have your little storyline that makes a good, character. So the exes, they produce themselves nicely before even getting on the show if they weren't exes to begin with. So for me, if they are exes, they need to work on getting back together because I believe in them.
That's what getting along or doing good looks like. What was it like when it was bad?
Well, no, but John, don't you think, like, the way, you even said it, the way Marie castrates Tim, right? And he just sits there and takes it.
Yeah.
If they were exes, like, would you sit there and let your ex, like, just berate you and take it and take it?
No.
You would go off. The fact that he just takes it, and I love
getting something from her, which is why he's taking it, and it must be really, really good.
Of course it's really good. She has a red streak in her hair. So loud. We love you, Marie. So that pushes us right into the detour, which is turn over a new leaf or paint your partner. Oh my God, everybody comment below and let us know what you would all pick. Turning over a new leaf is just have to find those clipping shears in the ginormous mountainside field of bushes. Paint your partner, you have to paint them all up. And I have a lot to say about this challenge. So, go ahead, John, what would you have picked first?
Hello.
Okay, so paint your partner?
Really? Yeah.
Okay, James?
I paint my partner every weekend.
Really?
How you doing?
James?
I would have done paint your partner as well. It just sounds more fun, and I don't know. I grew up doing musical theater, so I just feel like it would just come naturally to me.
See, I would not have chosen it because I am horrible at makeup. As we can see how this eyebrow never actually arcs correctly. So, all right, look, I love Amy and Jason, but here's my first little point I want to make. And we're all gay, so maybe, and I'm not putting this on all of you, I'm saying now me for myself, being a gay person watching this, I just felt a little bit weird how Jason just needed to make that point that putting on makeup's not manly, and like he just kept throwing. I'm not at all saying homophobic, but I'm just saying like he just kind of kept making those comments like this is embarrassing because a man should never wear makeup. And did you guys feel that, or am I just being completely oversensitive on this?
I think if a straight man has never done that before, I can see that being their mentality, of course. I guess it probably was completely outside of his comfort zone, so I gotta hand it to him. He looked good in makeup. Amy did a good job to his face, and it worked for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. I just think you kind of feel uncomfortable with it, like. As gay as I am, I don't like to wear a full face of makeup, believe it or not. So,
No, neither did I. I just I totally get it. I see both sides. I just know a lot of people were saying that to me on Twitter, and I wanted to, represent both sides there. I did not so much have a problem with that at all. Now, what I loved was the Indonesian gay and Ding.
Oh my God, the guy in the background?
Yeah.
His mouth. Yeah, that was probably like my favorite cutaway of that whole challenge because he was sitting there like this and he was just like jaw drop. He was so good.
He could just turn it on and off. But he also had the gay sass to him. He was a sassy gay, and he was throwing shade too at them the whole time. Like he'd be like,
Indonesian sass at its finest.
I loved him. I thought he was the best, hysterical. And apparently the whole trick to that challenge was don't have the black smudged on your hands, which, hello girls, this challenge. I don't know much about makeup, but I know that if you have black shit all over your hands, don't touch your face. What am I missing?
Well, I couldn't figure out what the ER doctors with our, fabulous little gay Indonesian makeup artist sitting there going, no, to the ER doctors. You really couldn't see all that crap that was smeared. come on. I mean, and then it was all over his cheeks, and it was supposed to be freckles. I mean, it was horrible.
Well, I mean, they did say Travis was sweating a lot, so I can't even imagine the temperature, and then being in that confined room with all the makeup lights to add to the heat. I can see why it was smudging and smearing, because those stickers were not sticking to Travis's face for the life of him.
I don't know why everybody had so much trouble with that challenge, or why it took so long. Again, clearly I don't know anything about getting into drag or doing makeup, but they were all saying it took like hours and hours to just put that simple face of makeup on. What am I missing here? Is that really how long it takes to put on a face of makeup? Like hours and hours?
I mean, I felt like Amy was in the zone. She was all like, she was in her element. I didn't think she had that much trouble.
I think Amy nailed it. I think Tim and Marie did great at that. I mean, they were able to catch right up and bang it out. Meanwhile, our Afghanimals, I always want to call them Ask-Animals, but I'm trying to be respectable.
I like that better.
Well, that's all anybody. Didn't someone call them that anyway? Wasn't it Marie or Amy that called them the Ask-Animals?
Did they?
At one point, I feel like someone deemed them the Ask-Animals, and I thought it was hilarious, but I don't remember who exactly.
Well, comment below. Everybody comment below and let us know who did it. I always find it funny because whenever you go online or in the forums, like everybody has their names for the teams. Like everybody calls Tim and Marie Pinky and whatever. Everybody has really funny names, and that's all I can say because I'm not allowed to talk about what I want to talk about that. So forget it. We see the Afghanimals running up and down this mountain looking for these stupid snippers. They decide they can't handle it, so then they go back to the makeup challenge, sit down, decide they're not shaving their beards off, so they have to then go back to the mountainside. Now, everybody comment below again. Another question we all got last night was, would we all shave, for me, my beard? Would you guys shave like your head or your beard if you had one in order to do it?
Well, I have to agree with the Ass-Animals. I would not have shaved if I was them, I would not have shaved my beard. I don't, there's just some guys you like because of their personality. I don't know if they would be the most attractive boys without their beards. So I thought that was a good call for the ladies, you know?
They worked their scruff, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think for me, though, had they gone to that detour initially, and that was their first choice, and they were like, no, we're not shaving, it would have made more sense to me. But you already attempted one detour, and then you're switching gears, and you're losing time by then deciding to do the other. Every time you change up your momentum, you're going to fall behind the pack. And so to me, it was kind of, a risky move. And of course, they fell behind because they switched up their momentum. I feel like at that point, it would have been like, you know what? Sucks to suck. We got to shave our beards because otherwise we're going to fall to the back of the pack, especially with 3 other teams in the room with them.
100%, James. John, your answer, I'm sorry, it's not valid. It is being based on your obsession with body hair. I'm seeing right through to you right now. You just like all body hair to remain in place.
True.
Here is the point that I'm not really sure how to say it. So I'm going to say the Afghanimals are super huge fans of the show, and they know that they are at the Final Four, which means they pretty much know it's a non-elimination leg. So I think that is the reason they kept going back and forth. They were like, we have nothing to lose. Either we're going to get ahead and do really well, or we're going to go into the last leg of this race, the finale leg, in 4th place. So, I mean, every single season, Final Four is always a non-elimination leg, and the first challenge of the finale episode is usually something that they all have to wait for, which neutralizes all the teams anyway. So there's no real point in basically do whatever the hell you want the final leg of the race. I'd be like, I'm getting a burger. Yeah, you guys do that challenge. Hold on, there's some good Indonesian food over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna brush that cobra out of my teeth.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think you definitely hit it on the nose with that one. That's a really good point. I didn't even look at it that way.
Yeah, I think I know that Tim and Marie were not Amazing Race fans before, so they were unaware of that fact. So that's why they were playing like they were going to kill somebody, because they thought this was it. We are out. We are not making it into the finale episode. Well, here, why don't I let everybody know how everybody placed. First, we have Jason and Amy. Second, Tim and Marie. Third, Nicole and Travis. And fourth, the Afghanimals with nobody eliminated. Now, that being said, what did you all think of when it was the little foot race between Tim and Marie and Nicole and Travis? And first of all, the guys just push the girls out of the way. They're like, screw you. And they run down that hill and make it to the mat. And they're like, come on, girls, let's go. And, Marie plows past the Nicole. So what did you guys think of that whole little foot race?
Well, if it comes down to a foot race in the end, we know Tim and Marie will beat Nicole and Travis.
Yeah.
So, but you're right. It was like all the guys went down to the mat and just kind of cheered on their ladies.
Exactly.
That is what John would do. He wants me to be on the race with him, which never happened. But I'm convinced you would do that to me, John. I'm convinced you would not push me out of the way. You would be pushing me down the hill. You'd be like, go. You just roll me right down that hill.
Oh, absolutely. Not a question.
Yeah. What are we all thinking going into this finale episode now of The Amazing Race? Who do we want to win? Who do we think's going to win? What are we most excited for?
With the last 4 teams of racers left, I can't believe I'm saying this. I always do this towards the end of the year. I'm liking Tim and Marie a lot better. I liked the ER doctors, but after the way he treated her, I have a bad taste in my mouth. The Afghanimals just drive me crazy. Tim and Marie, I do like, so it would be between Tim and Marie and...
You are landing on officially, you want Amy and Jason to win is what you're going for.
I know, and it's not that exciting of an answer.
Okay, I'm saying I want Tim and Marie to win. Who do you want, James, or who do you think will win?
Hands down, I'm still rooting for Jason and Amy. I have always loved them from the very beginning. I just adore their relationship, especially since they're dating. I hope they win the money and they can start their lives together. So I feel like there's just so much working to their favor. I don't think Afghanimals will come back from the pack and make it to the finale episode. And I'm okay with that. I don't understand why they think lying is funny in the race. Like, you're just making enemies, and I feel like at some point you have to play a little bit of a social game to get ahead, and that's what's working to Nicole and Travis and Jason's Amy's favor, is because they look out for each other. And so I feel like they just keep isolating themselves, and I think that's gonna be what's gonna ultimately be their downfall to get to the finale.
Here is my whole thing with Nicole leisurely going down that hill, and a lot of the things with them, aside from their screwed up other relationship, they're doctors and they're loaded and they make millions of dollars. So I think they don't have that complete pep in their step that somebody that's living in one room would do for $1 million.
Yeah.
That being said, Dana from the chat room is saying, Eric, you never said if you would shave or not. Did you take your Adderall today? So, can't you tell how speedy I am? Of course, I took my Adderall today. 100% I would shave it off. There is not much I wouldn't do for $1 million. I would probably cut off a finger. Like, if somebody was like, here's $1 million, cut off a finger, I'd be like, where do I sign up? Get my finger.
No! Oh my
$1 million.
Well, they take taxes out of that, Eric, so think about that.
Well, we're living in the world where I've cut off my finger for $1 million, so they are not taking taxes. Okay?
Other than that, it was just a fun episode. I'm so excited for the finale. I know we got some great finale news, so I'm excited to hear you talk about that, Eric. And you can follow me at Comedy Jonah.
Well, I'm super pumped for the finale because I feel like this is the first season in a while where a few of my favorite teams have a shot at racing to the finish line. So I feel like at the end of the day, I won't be disappointed with who wins unless it's the Afghanimals. But I'm really, really excited. This has been one of the best seasons in a while. And you can follow me on Twitter at James Wallington. And I'll throw Instagram in there as well because, why not? It's Mr. James Wally.
And all the links to that will be below in the edited version. All right, so super amazing news for all of you all, which unfortunately still has an asterisk on it. I believe we are 90% sure this coming Sunday we will be live with the cast of The Amazing Race for the finale, and then immediately after the show ends, we will be going live to interview them for you in person. Now, if it doesn't exactly happen that way, then the next day we will be able to interview them all for you. But I will definitely be with the cast for the finale, giving you guys pictures, behind the scenes stuff, and we will either have our recap immediately after or the next day. But I think it's going to be immediately after. Of course, stay up to date with all this info by going to yourrealityrecaps.com/live show. The schedule is always there. That is where I will have all the information. And I guess that's it for this show. You guys got a lot of Cyber Monday shopping to do with that Amazon link. So go. Bye, 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 bye. And we will have James back again. You know, maybe even for a Bravo show, James. If I know that you like the Bravos, maybe we will have James come back on for a Bravo show later this month.
Especially after I realized the guy I dated was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this past week. So
James is definitely on our Bravo show. Probably
James is just been hired.
Just booked himself on the show. So yes, we will have James back, and then of course you guys know, get on your homework of watching Capture this month for our super special show on it. And that is it. You guys have a great day, and we will see you guys all tomorrow for our Bravo recap show. See you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.